those cattle lips, because the government invested a lot in those cattle lips, but now they are poorly run. They are actually, in fact, most of the problems we have about animal health and the rest is because of this poor running of those. I want to. I think I've touched everybody, because that was the idea that I had. Though I have so many questions here still.
Let's pause there, Mheshimiwa, with your, if I can humbly ask, because of the time. Is that okay? I'm asking you.
It's okay. It's okay, so that
you remember,
I don't take a lot of time.
I'm also a voter in Baringo Central, so I can appeal to a potential voter.
Okay, let me end there, but I just want to say that for us, we have. No, I think that is out of order, because I was the chairman asked to collect. Bring it, I read for you. Okay, so I think that one is.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
I just want to end it this way, that moderator and
Yes.
maybe Waziri present here, you'll realize most of these departments are what we call mostly. This is almost the area that the common mwananchi of Baringo would easily feel your service. Some of the services you offer is direct link to the pocket. It is a money-oriented, almost money kind of activities. So what is the question that is almost being asked by everybody? That we are doing a lot, but is this a lot we are doing? What is the money value? And the money value would be mwananchi talking about it. Do we have even a single clip of mwananchi saying, I am satisfied? I grew mangoes and I have sold it, I have money. I did coffee, because some of the, like the coffee cha mill and the farms cost and the rest. Government invested a lot of money. How is government investment supposed to be reported? That should it come in form of revenue? How is it supposed to come?
Chakula kwa meza na pesa.
Yes, how was it supposed? Yeah, like the Baringo coffee, we are now being told our coffee is being celebrated by Chinese in Korea. But what are we getting in return? Okay. Apart from the individual selling the coffee, but Baringo invested money. So thank you so much. I don't want to take a lot of time.
It has, we have two sub-counties remaining. That is Tiati together with Mogotio. And the guidance that I've received, panelists, you can see, is that we listen to all of them and we'll see how to respond, including those that will have detailed memorandums and those that we can be able to speak here. So let me go with the guidance of the speaker. Have Tiati and Mogotio in quick succession. If they can do straight to the point, localize the way you've done in the past, we will really redeem time.
Thank you. Asante sana moderator and the panelist. I'm Honorable Locales, MCA from Tirioko, representing Tiati. For benefit of doubt, let me ask the MCAs from Tiati to rise up so that you can also be identified here.
Okay. Pongezi.
Diana, Miriam Katurkana, Evan, Nani, you are not, Sharon,
Okay.
and Akimata. Thank you so much. Let me go straight to the questions they have requested me to ask on their behalf. First, I will start with lands. Chemolingot is being referred as a city in Tiati. It is our city anyway. But Chemolingot is lacking many amenities, starting from health. You don't have even, you hear yesterday, Governor was saying, Chemolingot doesn't have a mortuary. Now coming to the real issues of lands. Chemolingot has a very good plan. and it is a well-planned town in Baringo. I think in the Baringo County, it is a well-set-up city. And I know Waziri will confirm that. But Chemolingo doesn't have a sewage. What is the plans of the department to have Chemolingo to have a sewage so that it can work like any other city? Do you also intend, because it's a request from the community, that Chemolingo should be elevated to a municipality, being the only town in Tiaty, Tiaty East, Tiaty West, Tiaty Central? We have 3 sub-counties. That's our only city, with one Boresha Sacco only. The others have not come in. So, second question, there are many centers in Tiaty which have been demarcated, but the allotment letters have not been issued. One of them is Chemolingot. Again, I come back to you. There are no allotment letters for Chemolingot, and people are developing the town. Even people want to sell, because if you have 1 or 2 plots you want to sell. So how are you going to ensure that Chemolingot gets allotment letters so quickly? There is issue of education of other centers like Tangle Bay, Churo, Kolowa, Tirioko, Ginyang. What's the department going to do to ensure that we have those centers adjudicated? I know you'll mention about issues of money, that the budget is, maybe you don't have budget, but have you even thought of meeting organizations that help communities like VAO, which help the communities to register lands? Have you ever thought of the same?
Okay.
I've winded up with the lands. I'm going direct to agriculture.
Okay. Specific was it?
I'm doing it. Agriculture. I've had a very good narrative for agriculture, that Baringo is doing this. We have coffee, we have dairy farms, we have Bamascos, we have honey, we have meat. But nobody specifically mentioned about Tiaty. What is our place in this county?
Okay.
That now Tiaty is the largest producer of honey. Department of Tourism and the cooperative allocated some money to build Chemolingot Honey Center. But on the way, when budgets were being done, it was scrapped. What is the county doing to ensure that Tiaty gets a very good industry for honey, just like how we have done for dairy and coffee? Nurseries have been mentioned of coffee and others. I have never heard Waziri say we are doing nursery for livestock, for Sahiwal bulls, for Gala goats, because that is our center where we benefit from. This is a livestock. Another one is about, I think the 2 questions for agriculture is about a Loruk slaughterhouse in Loyamrok ward. You have never also mentioned how you are going to ensure that it operates. It was built a long time ago. We recently visited. It is like a deserted place which was never constructed.
Okay.
So what's the plans for the department on the same? Water.
Okay, thanks.
I think this is the biggest, and you will allow me this one to speak a bit about this one, because it's the biggest problem.
Okay.
First, Waziri, I want you to make a correction on your statement you made earlier, that after Tirioko, the rig is going back to Baringo South. Tirioko in Tiaty is just 1 ward. We have 7 wards. It has not come all the way up to Churo Amaya. It has not gone to Silale. It has not gone to Loyamrok. It has not gone to Tangle Bay. It has not gone to Kolowa and Ripko. So you will make a correction that, because from 2020, when this rig was bought, and it was bought courtesy of the MCS from Tiaty, there was allocation of flagship project, and we were given 60 million to plan. We decided as a team to put all the money to buying a rig. When the rig came, it's because he was very in hurry about water, pay, the maji, Maji water pay, he ensured the rig was retained in Cabernet, Kapsunya, so that it can benefit the other places. But from 2020, when it was bought, the first borehole to go was in Tirioko, the first one of it. From 2020, we have not received justice from this county. We feel like we have been marginalized. We are the minority, and the county is continuing to marginalize us on issues of rig drilling. You mentioned 60 boreholes, 42, 30. Tirioko, I only have 5. Why can't you even drill that 5 and I can jump up and down like somebody who has been given 60? Okay. So that is about rig. There is also issue about the rig that some of the wards in Tiati allocated 20 million. Yani close to all of the money we allocated is 20 million.
Okay.
But we are not sure if this 20 million is going to serve all the balls which were mentioned. So Waziri, you must assure us today, so that as we go home, we know the rig will drill the 20 balls in Tiati.
Next, Mheshimiwa.
Next question. You know, sometimes when moderator is on your throat, you become disoriented.
You know, you said you
don't make me to be disoriented.
You said you wanted to jump, so
Buana moderator. Okay, I respect.
Thank you, sir.
Operators, I have come to learn that this county operates in a way that maybe we don't know. I want Waziri to be very candid. Have you employed the operators of this rig? Because these operators seem to be in problems. I shared with one of them and he told me they have not been paid for 7 months. 7 good months. And you have left this person to operate a very big machine. You don't pay them, you don't give them the allowance. What is the department going to do to ensure these casuals operate even without interviews? Because they have helped this county. Yeah, they have helped this county. Na wametusaidia. Sasa tunataka pia tuwasaidie ili waweze kufanya kazi kwa roho. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni yako Waziri. Mwisho,
shukran.
Mwisho, there was Hope Water. I think there was an MOU between the county and Hope Water. But Hope Water, we gave them some boreholes. In my ward, they drilled 1 borehole. And that borehole had 3 million. Hope Water drilled only 1 borehole, it did not equip it. Until later, I allocated money for equipping. Is that an MOU really, or is an avenue of corruption?
Okay.
So you must come clear on that issue of Hope Water. Because it should have drilled like 3 boreholes for me, for the 3 million that I had in my ward. Lastly, let me go to my friend here, Lekonaya. I have only 2 questions for him.
Okay.
Waziri, you mentioned about security roads. You mentioned about roads that open this county. You did not even mention that this county, to be able to link with the Laikipia and Samburu, we need to have Luruk Muge Road to be operational, so that we can do businesses with the Laikipia County and Samburu County. There is also issue that the county is allocating money to cities or towns, municipalities. You allocate 18 million, 16 million, 15 million. You have never taught as a county to allocate money for these ward roads that you call security roads. There is no day the department has taught, because we have the money that we have is 20 million. And I want that to be very clear. It is 20 million, and that 20 million is shared in 10 departments. 20 million only. If you allocate 3 boreholes, 2 roads, and bursary, it is over. Don't have anything. But you people, you have junk of money in the department. What is the department going to do to ensure that some roads which are county roads are facilitated through some flagship money, instead of every time doing pavements in these urban roads, you also consider us, those who come from the remote areas of this county?
Okay.
Lastly,
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
That's now to the entire panel.
Yes.
There is issue about insecurity. There is issue about lack of water and pasture. I want to state that the reason why the pastoralists are moving from Silale to the side of Baringo North is because some of them, they are looking for pasture. I don't want to mention about the bandits.
Okay.
They are looking for pasture and water. As this county thought of doing a project for Tiati, specifically for areas in Tiati, to ensure that we have dams, we have this water from Lake Baringo supplied to those areas, so that these people can take their grass. Maybe is in Silale, but they don't have water in Silale Hills and Paka Hills. Okay. Their grass there, their pasture there. But because there is no water, they go closer to where they can find pasture and water. So sometimes we need to address issue, and I hope maybe in future, a governor who may come in future, I don't know, because our governor is in his last term, he may not think of this. Maybe somebody who is aspiring to become a governor in Baringo, to think of how we can solve an issue of pasture and water in the remote areas of Tiati, so that we can solve the issue of insecurity and make these people go very far from where they are grazing here in Baringo North, to be in the interior parts of their community and get pasture there and get water there, and this area becomes so peaceful with the agriculture, with the irrigation that we are expecting from the waters of Lake Baringo. This area will become so peaceful. And I wish, if I will live so long to see this county becoming one in future, and even from today. Thank you.
Okay. Wow, it's such a difficult thing moderating a session for politicians. Mr. Speaker, I may actually have to ask SRC for a salary increase if this is what you're dealing with on a day-to-day. Of course, pun intended, Mr. Speaker. I want to ask for the rep for Mogutu. Okay. And then we will, of course, with their response, and we will conclude. Yes. Please, Sialo. Fanya ile kitu tuna watu ya North wanafanyanga. That's the only way I can make. Please, to the point, Mheshimiwa.
Okay, thank you. Our guests who are here with us, the CECs, my colleagues, our technical team, and our moderator, good afternoon. I will try to be brief. I know my colleagues have taken time, and some of the questions that I had have already been asked by most of them, so I'll try to shorten. One is, my first question goes to the CEC, Lands and Urban Development. First of all, I want to appreciate the kind of work that you're doing in the ministry as a representative of Mogotio. We have seen a lot of work that you've done in Mogotio, but just to ask a few questions. Number one is, Mogotio is becoming a municipality. What plans do you have to ensure that we have, one, a sewage pond to serve the people of Mogotio? Now that we have plenty of water from Chimasusu, what do you have in place to ensure that we have the sewage pond in Mogotio? Two is the issue of waste management. And this, I think, is across all the municipalities. In Mogotio, we do not have a dump site. So what are you doing to ensure that we are going to have a dump site within the Mogotio municipality within the shortest time possible? Three is, in Mogotio, we do not have a cemetery for the Christians. For the Christian community, and at some point we had some funds that were set aside to procure land for the cemetery. Where did those funds went to, and what plans we have to ensure that we have a cemetery for the Christian community in Mogotio? Four is the issue of fire engines. In Mogotio, we've been experiencing fire challenges. And it was very embarrassing to see our neighboring county responding to fire tragedies in Mogotio, yet we are a county that is able to acquire the fire engine. So what plans do you have in place to ensure that we get a fire engine so that when we shall be launching the new municipality, we will have a new fire engine for Mogotio municipality? Mogotio, among the leading sub-counties in the revenue collection through the lands department, we have several plots in Mogotio. So I want to ask, what again plans do you have to ensure that the people of Mogotio get title deeds within the shortest time possible so that we can have enough or increase our revenue collection, on-source revenue collection in Baringo? To the Department of Agriculture, Madam Rispa, I also want to appreciate the work that you're doing. And we have partners that have really helped us. We have SHA, we have several other partners together with your department, and they have done a lot of work. We've planted, we have mangoes, we have coffee in the sides of Sirwa, but the farmers from Kisanana are complaining that they're also having challenges, just like what Mheshimiwa Kibet said, that their mangoes, some of them are rotting. What plans do you have to ensure that we have a value addition for the mango farmers within Mogotio sub-county? Two is, we are seeing so much that you're doing in Baringo North as far as coffee is concerned, and we have funds that have been allocated for the county-wide support of coffee farmers. So we're asking, where is our share as Mogotio for the farmers of coffee farmers in Sirwa? Lekonaya, we used to have the RMLF funds from the Kera that used to come through the county government. What happened? Why is it that we are not receiving those funds? Waziri for water, Mheshimiwa, we appreciate that we have Chemasusu water in Mogotio now. And the Chemasusu Water Company is really struggling, and they do not have enough capacity to actually manage the distribution of Chemasusu water across Mogotio and Demining and even Ravine. So what plans do you have in place to ensure that Chemasusu Water Company is supported financially, for them to employ more plumbers and water engineers to ensure that all the people are connected to the water, because we have the connection all across, but they are taking time to connect water to these farmers. So what are the plans? Number two, about Chemasusu again, we are distributing water to Nakuru. How much have we gotten so far from Nakuru County government as revenue? And if not, what are the plans that your department have to ensure that we get revenue from Chemasusu?
Okay.
And finally, about Chemasusu is, what will the community, Chemasusu community and the Lembus community, benefit from the Chemasusu water?
God will bless them, you know. Sorry, on a light note. Yes, Mheshimiwa.
Madam Rispa, we appreciate we have extension officers across Baringo, and that is a plus for us. But they are not able to reach out to our farmers because they do not have the means. So, do you have any plan to ensure that they are reaching out to the farmers rather than them being in the office? They have a challenge with the motorbikes and probably vehicles to enable them reach out to the farmers. So, about the rig, Mheshimiwa CC Water, do we have ownership of those rigs? And if not, why? Where are the documents for the rigs?
Okay.
Finally, is to Madam Rispa, we appreciate we have the Maui slaughterhouse that is about to be operationalized. What will happen to the existing slaughterhouses? We have Mogotio, we have Barwesa and others. What will happen to those slaughterhouses? Are they going to be closed, or they're going to operate alongside Maui? The Eldama Ravine milk plant. Who are the owners of Eldama Ravine milk plant? And what will the farmers benefit from that milk plant now that the government has invested a lot of money in the Bamsco's milk plant? Okay. My last question is about the balls. Yes, thank you, Waziri, you've done so many balls across the county, but we're having a challenge of maintaining those balls. Most of them have broken down because of the high temperatures and the salts in water. So what plans do you have to manage and rehabilitate those balls that have broken down across Mogotio sub-county? Finally, is about the casuals who are managing the rigs. Waziri, the rig is not fully utilized as it should be because we have a challenge with our staff, the rig operators. You've hired them on a casual basis, yet they're handling big machines, serious machines. So I even understand they are not now operating those machines because they're on go slow. So have you paid their dues, and when are they going to start working? Thank you.
Thanks, Honorable Sialo. This is the protocol I would recommend we proceed on. First of all, just to say, honorable members, we honor the questions because you represent the people and all sovereign.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the Governor wa Jimbo, mpigeni makofi Governor wetu wa Jimbo ashafika kwenye ukumbi huu. Karibu sana Governor wa Jimbo kwenye ukumbi. Tuko kwenye panel session ama kwenye jopo ambao linaongozwa na ndugu yangu Bwana Kimosop, ambayo inajumuisha wale mawaziri wetu wa department tofauti. Otherwise, Kimosop, proceed.
Thanks. Your Excellency, welcome, sir. We salute you and we honor the leadership. We are well trained in protocol when the leaders or somebody greater, you speak when they are seated. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, this is your forum. You wanted to give guidance before the panelists respond. And to the panelists, anyone who wants to use the podium, we've been seated for long, you can use whatever you're comfortable. Mr. Speaker, sir, your guidance, please.
Thank you, Bwana Kimosop. Honorable members, I know we have asked so many questions, and some of them I know will require them to cross-reference in their offices. And number two, I've looked at it and I've seen when leaders went to elect themselves to represent them in their sub-counties, we forgot the other gender. And in the county assembly, we have 17 ladies. And if I don't do that, then they will be looking for 13 other members, and the equation will change. So let me balance that equation so that I remain afloat. On the other side of gender, let me get one or two. Do you have how many ladies who want to speak on this issue? Zero only. So ndakona malsana ladies. You won't have anything with me. Hakuna kibarua itasungushwa.
Asante sana Bwana Spika kwa kunipea hii nafasi. Tumekuja hapa leo kutaka kusaidia Baringo County. Tumekuja hapa leo kuongeleshana kama viongozi ya Baringo County. Mimi niko na maswali ambayo tunataka kuulizana kama viongozi wa Baringo County. Ya kwanza, nataka niulize, na ninaenda kwa agriculture. Madam Rispa, kama Baringo hii tuko na wakulima wengi, especially watu wa Baringo South. Hawa ndio wanalisha hii Baringo, hawa ndio wanaleta revenue kwa hii Baringo. Ningetaka utueleze utafanyia nini watu wa Baringo South, kwa sababu kila wakati pale wanaanika mahindi chini. Nataka nijue kitu ambayo utafanyia watu wa Baringo. Ya pili, naenda kwa mtu wa ujenzi ama lands. Engineer Ruben, nataka niulize, hapa Baringo siku ya 2013 Benjamin Cheboy aliweka street light ambaye ilienda mpaka kila mahali. Kwa saa hizi imekuwa ni shida ya kurudisha street light, sijui shida iko wapi. Hakuna light kwa hii town ambaye inawaka. Ukienda, mimi mwenyewe nilienda Kenya Power wakaniambia kuna shida. Itafanywa nini ndio hii shida itoke kwa Baringo? Kwa sababu hata saa hizi mumeweka barabara kutoka town mpaka njia ya kuenda hii hospitali huko chini na hakuna lights. Hiyo ni ya pili. Shida ingine ambaye tuko na hapa Baringo, viongozi wenzangu, tunataka tusaidiane kila wakati, na ninataka hii kitu leo tuambiane ukweli, tuseme shida iko wapi. Kila wakati ukienda pale procurement wanasema ya kwamba wenye wanapeana contract ni nyinyi MCA. Tunataka kujua ni nani ndiye anahusika na contract ya hii county. Hivyo ndio tunataka kujua leo, kwa sababu tumekubaliana tukutane hapa tuambiane ukweli. Ya mwisho Bwana Speaker, ni maneno ya maji. Na hiyo si mchezo, lazima tuambiane ukweli Bwana Governor. Kuna shida kwa department ya water. Juzi kulikuwa na shida ya kusemekana kuna vitu zimeibiwa huko kwa water. Tunataka kujua waziri, vitu inatokaje kwa department bila ruhusa yako? Ingine ambayo nataka kusema, kuna maji ambayo imechimbwa katika kaunti yetu. Ya kwanza nataka nijue kuna equipment ya ambaye ya boreholes inaitwa Ngotion, ilichimbwa 2 million not paid. Imechimbwa na imelipwa na hakuna kazi imefanyika. Ingine yote ni Bartabwa ward.
Mheshimiwa Cherotich, can you clarify? Umesema imechimbwa na imelipwa.
Nasema ijachimbwa na imelipwa. Ngotion borehole. Iko ingine ya 2.8 million inaitwa Kewamoi borehole, ni upande wa Bartabwa. Kuna ingine ya piping ya Teriki pipeline extension 662 million. Not
Hatuna project ya 662 million.
No, 662,000. Ingine ni boreholes ambaye imedriliwa, wakati imedriliwa hakuna maji na pesa ambayo imetumika ni 4 million.
Mheshimiwa Chero, kindly we are assuming assembly next week. Why can't we do this? Why can't we request for a statement? Then on today's 11th, we are assuming on 11th, On the 18th, we will give the CC time to come to the assembly, the floor of the House, and explain to us those issues.
Well and good. Bora mi nipate answer.
Yes. Thank you. Now, honorable members, we have come to the end of this session, the first session, for the questions. I would request the CCs. I know these issues are many. When you get an opportunity, please don't box yourself in a corner. If you think you need time to respond, we will have an opportunity. And personally, this one I want to direct. And I'm relying on standing order number 1 of the County Assembly, discretion of the Speaker. I'll give you 2 weeks from today. That takes us to, today is 5th, 6th, to the 20th of April, 20th of February. You will give us a comprehensive response on those issues. Before I was answered, we'll be able to summarize for you those issues, then we'll give us a summary of all the issues. But for now, just do it by way of passing so that you don't take much more time. Asanteni, back to you, Vincent.
Okay, we can clap for our speaker for the guidance that he's given. Our panelists, I think what we do, we have already been given guidance on how to respond. So if you want to check the podium, because you've been, looks like that is the tradition, a place of authority, please take the authority or speak. Let's start with Waziri for Agriculture, and then we will finish with water, and then we can conclude. If we can each take a maximum of 3 minutes so that we can transition the meeting, that will take us to 12 minutes and we'll be done in 15 minutes.
Thank you.
So Waziri.
Thank you so much, Vincent, and I appreciate the ladies in the assembly. I see you are very articulate, insisting on speaking and being given the opportunity to speak, and that should be the way it is, even up to our own farms and households. I also acknowledge our governor, our deputy governor, and our MP was my mentor when I was a youth at Solia. Thank you so much. I appreciate also that there isn't so much time, as you've stated, it's only 3 minutes, but it is a point of discussion. And I appreciate because in the subsequent meetings, then we'll be talking about the progresses that we'll have achieved so much. The speaker, you say, a lot of growth in terms of the forward and the backward linkage, and that will touch on the many questions that have been asked on the Maui. It is more of an export, but also the local slaughterhouses will also meet the local demand. So I think that answers on most of the leaders who asked on behalf of the sub-counties. Irrigation, I would say my colleague will touch on irrigation. We are the people who will use the water after the infrastructure has been done. So my colleague Waziri, you will touch on the irrigation part of it. And I want to say we have the Kerio Valley ecosystem. We are looking forward to getting the MCS on this Kerio Valley ecosystem. Mheshimiwa Ernest Kibet, when we do make a call, kindly let's meet so that we can look at the ecosystem, see the kind of help the FAO is giving us so that we can start up the irrigation. There are irrigation schemes that have been there, and yet maybe they are not in use right now. So with that support that we are getting from FAO, we will be able to do a lot more and even put the crops more. We have the cotton. Thank you for mentioning cotton. Cotton is not only for Kerio Valley, actually it's for every other part that can be done. And I encourage our farmers, we have 50 tons of seed, which we say our farmers to be in cooperatives so that it is easier to manage and be able to get the crop to the market. Our farmers were paid 72 shillings per kilo, which is way up from the rest of the times that cotton has been grown. So the Kerio Valley farmers are even saying maybe they will go fully cotton and leave maize because cotton has given them more of the yield. I also want to talk about the ownership of the coffee mill, the milk processing plant. The farmers will get an opportunity to be shareholders.
Okay.
So Baringo County, we are coming up with Baringo Investment Corporation,
Yes.
which will look at the shareholding of this investment.
I see.
We are only 13 years since the devolution was started, and it's exciting that we are getting an opportunity to be shareholders of this institution that we are setting up.
I see.
And I also say we are the market. We are the ones processing. We are also the market, especially for the milk processing plant. We would like our children to enjoy the milk from our own cows also in terms of the schools, because Waziri for Education said, what keeps children in school is food. And food, you know, is milk is a balanced diet.
I see.
We are also looking at the marketing of mango. Kisanana is so unique because at the time of planting, they were getting farmers, aggregating farmers, and we have our extension officers teaching the farmers on how to plant. And that is a success story to me. When that there's the production is so high, what do we do? There's a mango factory coming up at Salawa, which soon, when it starts to operate before the end of this year, we know the subsequent years will not have issues with our mango. But the key thing is, can we go back and produce more?
I see.
Because when we want to optimize the use of this machinery, we have to have enough quantities to run these machines.
Okay.
For Mogotio Sub-County, I really appreciate that you appreciate the work done so far. You failed, Mheshimiwa, to mention that there's an institute coming up for livestock, so I appreciate that is coming up. At Sirwa, when I visited Sirwa, I found it to be the most beautiful place on earth. I don't know, the ladies coming up from there, they need to be shouting and saying, hallelujah, they are closer to heaven. But we need more coffee, we need more seedlings there. We have a number of seedlings that we have produced locally. Before, we were buying them outside Baringo. But now we have over 569,000 seedlings already with the 36 nurseries. We need to consume them by planting ourselves in our own farms.
Okay.
So I ask our Mheshimiwas, let's support our farmers so that, because you know, the direct correlation between production, the running of the factory, the marketing, it has to be, it starts from us.
I see.
For agriculture,
yeah,
the farm is with each individual. So I'm actually speaking to you as an individual to say, what are you doing on that farm? Because that is the area of production. Thank you very much.
Let me pause there, please, briefly. Then, because we've been given guidance by the speaker, and all these questions will be responded.
One last one.
Okay.
For Tiati, I like what Mheshimiwa said. What about Tiati?
Okay.
We have a coffee nursery at Churo. Tiati, you are doing coffee for the first time. I think they're harvesting this year. Mheshimiwa Maria, you harvesting? Diana, sorry. Yeah. Can we clap for Tiati?
Okay.
So we are coming up pole pole hivo, and even as we now engage, more will open up. You know, you have more of the livestock. So yes, there's good progress.
Thank you. Waziri for Urban, straight to the point.
Thank you so much. And I think let me start by discussing Kabanet Municipality. And I'm very glad, Chairman, that all of us reside in Kabanet Municipality, including His Excellency the Governor. We consume the highest volume of products, and we produce the largest volume of waste. It is true, if Kabanet Municipality in the last 6 months was a human being, it really endured a lot of suffering. I do not deny what you see on social media. We have had a very, very serious challenge on Kabanet Municipality, and I think this is about failure by us leadership to allocate resources to our municipality that we love. I want to say for the record that for the last 2 years, we have not succeeded to receive funding from the traditional Kenya Urban Support Program that has been the lifeline for Kabanet Municipality. And we've relied on Exchequer. We don't have any development budget from Kabanet Municipality, even for drainage or sewer. And that is why we are in the state of affairs we are in now. We are trying our best, and I think we are coming back. Bwana Speaker, you're seeing that we are now upping the waste collection processes. We are also doing a lot on these other issues. Chero said about street lighting. It is true. We anticipated to put money for maintenance of our street lights across the county. And unfortunately, we didn't get that money, both from roads and the municipality. And that is the reason why we are grappling to ensure that we get these things. And I want us to take advantage of the upcoming supplementary budget so that we can be able to give respect to Kabanet municipality by way of putting budgets for street lighting and other endeavors that we want to be municipality. We have the current dam site, and we already have the funds through the Department of Agriculture. We have identified new locations where we'll now be doing what you're calling processing of waste as opposed to dumping of waste.
Okay.
And that is starting soon. We have gotten about 5 CPOs we are vetting that we can give young people to process the waste, collect and make a living out of them. And that way we believe that in the next few months, we are going to have a cleaner town and also get revenue for our people to benefit from.
In closing?
The letters. Letter, thanks to the assembly, we have the county letter that we are processing now. In the next, from Monday, we are issuing the commitments for plot transfers. We've done about 500 of them. We've earned about 2 million in a very short time. And we are going to have every sub-county being given allotment letters for the plots that are up to about 5,000 now in the next 2 months, so that we earn up to 60 million Kenya shillings.
2 million allotment letters?
5,000 allotment letters
5,000
that we are going to issue
Yes.
under the county allotment letter
Okay.
format, while we wait for the national government allotment letters,
I see.
which take a longer time to process.
Okay.
It is something that is happening across counties, and it is an opportunity for us to earn more revenue.
I see.
We also processed and approved the valuation roll and all these other documents that were passed courtesy of us in this leadership, and we're going to roll them out and move forward. I will want to have a conversation with the leadership and even the assembly so that we give the department more funding so that we can be able to take advantage of this opportunity for revenue that is very colossal.
See.
We believe that this department, just like tourism and others, can give us a lot of funding for purposes.
And the allotment letters are broken down into the sub-counties, and you will be responding to
precisely. They'll be
Okay.
serialized.
I see.
They'll have security marks, and they are domiciled to every sub-county.
And
For adjudication, because you want me to rush fast.
No, I wanted to ask, because there is a question from Honorable Kibet, that finally, when all these things are done, people want to feel money. I think that is what he said in the pockets. Can the allotment letter help the owner to engage, even access credit? I'm just asking.
Sure. Once we have you once you register, you get your allotment letter. Then we put you on the register, and you'll start paying revenue immediately.
I see.
And that's why you are saying once we issue the allotment letter, we charge you about 7,000 to 10,000 shillings on the spot.
I see.
And we put you on the register so that you can pay revenue just like any other plot owner.
Okay.
We talked about adjudication. It is true, Churo Amayo, that we did a lot of work in the last 2 years. We have about 10,000 allotment letters that titles that are ready for issuance from national government. And in the next month or two, they will be issued from the office of the president with coordination with the governor's office to the respective owners. We pray that we continue in the spirit of supporting adjudication as a county government so that we can cover larger ground in Tiati and also parts of North Baringo. On the issue of fire engines, which I think is good to explain, I appreciate the effort by His Excellency the Governor. He has done partnerships across parts of the world. And right now, we have the fire engine that came from Germany, which is domiciled in Cabernet. It is fully functioning. We also have an engine that is already being cleared in Mombasa from Korea that has come, that will be in the county in the next 1 week or so. And we have resources to repair the 2 fire engines in the Lama Ravine.
Okay.
So we planned as a department to share those resources across the 4 proposed municipalities.
I see.
And finally, somebody mentioned about the municipalities. Yes, we've done the whole hog. We formed the committees, and the documents are at the county assembly. We are hoping that on 11th, I'm told they will sit and approve or discuss and approve those documents. We are going to come back and prepare to unveil the 3 municipalities.
I see.
And because of shortfall of funding, prepare now for funding maybe the next financial year budget so that we can be able to prepare the boards and the management, and then we can launch them officially through also support by partners.
Thank you.
And I think the rest we'll put it in the
see.
communication channel as guided by the speaker.
Very clear,
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker. I think, and the Hansard Committee, and the 2 weeks, right? So let's get to roads.
challenge with roads, and I'll try to respond as much as the honorable members who even asked these questions. And we've gone through all these discussions over and over and over. The main problem we have as a department is a budgeting gap. We allocate resources, say, to do roads in certain areas, certain towns, but we fail often to allocate any funding for maintenance of these machines. And that is the reason most of the time these machines are idle, because we got to go out of our way, look for resources to repair these machines. And the resources, we all know how difficult and how constrained we are all in. So it is an issue of budgetary allocation. Specific words like Baringo South, we had staffing issue and we resolved the other day. Honorable Leka Kimon, you are aware of that. And I think machines for Baringo South are up and running. You and me are aware where those machines are. Honorable Engineer Sitoe asked me if I'm aware of any security roads that we have opened, and you are swiftly answered by the Honorable Leka Kimon that the only time these machines has been active in Baringo South were busy doing security roads. So case answered, these machines, they are security roads that we've been doing, and yes, we have been busy doing security roads. Saimosoi, Saimo Kipsaraman, we've been very active in that region, those regions, and we did all those security roads. Let's appreciate ourselves, please. On the issue of fuel and fuel losses, Engineer Sitoe, unfortunately, I've responded to so many of these issues, and the Honorable Speaker, you've protected me saying that one we can take offline. I'll respond if need be on straight to your office on that matter.
Okay.
Baringo Central, the Honorable Kibet, you're asking about machines. I'm sure we had some few ceremonies the other day with you, and you are well aware what we were discussing about that, and I'll not go to details. You are aware, I responded, and we have a discussion together ongoing.
Okay.
RMLF, the Honorable Cialo asked me about RMLF. That's an active case in court. I'm not going to respond to that because you are well aware where RMLF went. It is stuck somewhere. The biggest issue around these machines now is the honorable members interfering with the work programs that we request you as the honorable members to give us your work programs. But when you give us your work programs, again, unfortunately, you still interfere a lot with what we do. A case study, and I want to invite all the honorable members, including the governor. You gave me assignment the other day to do Lake Bogoria Road. We've done that road in 2 weeks, without interference of the honorable members, often asking us to move machines to do this road today and tomorrow go do that road. It is very costly affair. For your information, if I'm moving a dozer from Cabernet to Marigat, I use almost 120,000 worth of fuel on the machine carrying that machine only, the low loader that is. We've not even started talking about going to do the actual work. So whenever you give us work and whenever you give us these work programs, we've always requested you, can you allow us to work? Can you allow us to deliver? Can you minimize the interference? We've had challenges, and the challenges are wide.
Please get him a microphone.
The challenges are very many. We've had floods. We've had droughts. We've had so much rain.
Okay.
And this impacts a lot on road network. Are we in a position to sufficiently budget that we can do road maintenance over and over the years, so that we do not look like we are only opening new roads and we forget maintaining roads? His Excellency the Governor has been hard on us to invest majorly on structures and forget about just doing graveling. Unfortunately, the budget, when we do our budgets, it is not, it doesn't go through the way we want.
Okay.
If we have to be doing some substantive works on roads and substantive works that are visible, can we sufficiently budget for these roads so that we do good structures, we do good roads, and those roads will last, and we do maintenance of the roads annually over and over?
In conclusion?
In conclusion, there was a question of we are not able to separate Kera roads, Kura roads, Kena roads, and Honorable Kibet asked me about Riwa Road. Those are contracted roads, and I'm not going to really answer those, although I'm aware of the ongoing works on those roads. Allow me not to answer those.
Okay.
We are in consultation continuously with other agencies. The governor is taking a lead role. The honorable member for Eldamaravine asked about the road in Eldamaravine. I think we had a discussion yesterday with yourself and the governor. So let me summarize and leave it at that.
Thank you. I had a question from the pastor who asked the ownership of balls, and that's why I said earlier, what prompted us to form Baringo Rural Water Company. We saw a gap that we need to manage these balls. And
okay, kindly take the podium. The honorable members want to see you as you're responding, so that a honorable member for is Kuri, right? Yes. Action, sir.
okay. Yeah, I was saying for us, because it has been a big problem, it's not that the county government is not working. It has drilled so many balls, and those that are active is around 297. And we have found a gap that the issue of ownership. And for people to honor a property, a one-day capacity building cannot help them. It needs at least a period of time to capacity build them so that they can own that project. And that's the reason why we decided that we need to form a rural Baringo Rural Water Company that will be an umbrella to those whole balls that the county government has drilled. And we are in the process, and I think I shared earlier, we are in the advanced state. Already we have written a letter to ASREP so that they can give us a certificate of operation. So that's where we are. This localist mentioned about the issue of rig. Localist, I can assure you the rig will be in Tiati until we finish the balls that they are in our plan, the department. Until we finish those balls, then the rig will leave Tiati. I just want to mention also in the same issue of the rig, we have developed a policy, because maintaining a rig, we need money. So we need to, as a county, we know to drill a ball in the current market rate is around 6,500. As a county, we can give at 400 rate, so that at least we can get a revenue for the rig, to maintain the rig, and even revenue for the county. So it is in the process. In the advanced stage, we have developed also the rig policy, so that we cannot always run to ask for money for maintaining the rig. The rig can maintain itself. And also want to mention the same thing on the casuals who are running the rig. Surely I can agree, the people who are running the rig, the casuals. And we felt we need to hire them properly, because they were just put there. So the process is ongoing, so that we can hire them properly. We can give them insurance, so that at least they can have something every month. So it is in the process. On the issue of Olarabal that was asked by Mheshimiwa Takamon, the Olarabal project was done by Central Valley Water Agencies, tune of 101 million, and the project is still ongoing. So until the project is finished, it will serve Kiserian, it will serve Sandai, it will serve part of Longe 1 and to up to Eldume. There's someone who asked the issue of the Kakumon also asked, there was an assessment that was done to ascertain whether the waters of Lake Baringo can be used for irrigation. And it was confirmed that that water can be used for irrigation. And there was, on the national platform, the European Union they wanted to do about 50 acres, 200 for Tiati, 200 for Samosoi, and 200 for Chamuswad. And that one is on the advanced stage, and it's coming up.
Okay.
On the issue of Radat Dam, I remember recently the CS came, and this is a private-public partnership, and the national government is working on it so that they can do Radat Dam.
Okay, in conclusion, sir.
I have a few questions. I just want to mention something on sewerage system, particularly the one in Rabin.
Okay.
There was a time we had a meeting. There was 2 billion from African Bank, but the issue it's us. The people who are ready to donate the land. I know even the Central Rift had taken the people where the sewerage will be. They have taken them to Nakuru. They have taken to Nyandarua to see. Squeezy system aina ile uchafu ile unanuza. But still we have not gotten the land. So those are the issue. I can even mention the one in Baringo South, damming site, Baringo Central. The assessment was done and the community refused to give us a dam site. So that's why we moved to another site.
Okay.
So it's all about us,
I see.
the community, to decide where do we want this facility to be put.
Finally.
On the issue of Kirandich, I think it was mentioned, the governor, through the cabinet, formed a task force that's in place, and they're working very well. You know, the only problem we have about Kirandich is power. And through that, if we can solarize Kirandich, I think Kirandich will pick. On the issue of Apache Mususu, we wrote a letter to CS Water that they can help us to do balls in the Apache Mususu.
I see.
And it is on course,
Okay.
and we are following it so that we can assist the people of Apache Mususu who have provided us the place for us to do for us to do to give water to Baringo. I just want to speak. There's somebody who mentioned the issue of